This is it. Don't get scared now. Hey there, guys. Welcome back to a brand new Flick Pick live show. And by the way, I just want to make sure the audio is working this time because last time we had some technical issues and, well, that just makes you want to punch myself in the head and go to sleep, crying myself to sleep in the fetal position. So I'm going to double check and make sure the audio is okay. It's working. Yay, you guys can hear me. But yeah, thanks for joining me once again for a brand new live show. It's Sunday night and it's the last day of the month. And I figured, you know what, let's hang out. I hope you guys have something cold to drink, 3 ice cubes, no more, no less, a big bowl of popcorn, maybe some Sour Patch Kids, whatever you want to do. That's up to you. That's your right. And real quick, before we dive into the questions and all that fun stuff, I did put up a brand new Flick Trip video right here on this channel a few days ago. So if you missed that, go check it out. I sell all of my movies, and by all of my movies, a stack this big, but nevertheless, it's a really fun Flick Trip video. Go check that out. It's live now on this channel, so if you missed it, go watch it. But wait until after the live show. Don't leave me. I don't want to be all alone. I'm scared. All right, let's dive into it. I'm excited. Are you guys ready for this? Are you ready? Tell me. Let me know. I'm feeling a little bit frisky. I was slightly tired before going live. But now that we're live, I just got my second wind. I'm all energized. I'm ready. I'm going to scream until my neighbors call the cops on me. Okay, the first one comes from Awesome Spuds MC. Say Daniel Rafferty is a stud. Daniel Rafferty is a stud. A glorious stud, nevertheless. Okay. Luke O'Neill. You excited for Better Call Saul Season 6? Yes, I need it. I truly think Better Call Saul is one of the most underrated series happening right now. No one talks about it. No one really watches it. I'm just like, it's pretty damn good. I mean, when you consider it's a spin-off series from Breaking Bad, and generally speaking, most spin-off series sort of suck, I enjoy Better Call Saul just as much as I enjoyed Breaking Bad. Is it as good? I would say no, but it has more levity, but it has all the awesomeness too that Breaking Bad had. And I really enjoyed it. The last season of Better Call Saul, especially the season finale, was really good. So yeah, I can't wait for Better Call Saul Season 6, and it's the final season, so I'm really curious to see what happens to Saul Goodman. I don't know. He's my favorite lawyer. All right, the next one comes from... are you a simp? I don't know. I don't care. Sure. Yeah, I'll be a simp. I'll be whatever you need me to be. I hate modern day terminology that the kids throw around. A simp. Ugh. All right. Luke O'Neill. Are you excited? Oh, we just answered that. Amarea M. Hey, how's it going? Audio is great. Good. My name is Morgan Freeman. Can you hear me? All right. The next one comes from Luke O'Neill. What's the funky song you use before the stream? I do not know what that's called. I want to say Racing Hearts. It's called Racing Hearts, I believe. And I've used that song many, many times over the years. Actually, that was my theme song on my Flick Pick channel for a long time. So yeah, and I had to pay to use the song. I had to buy the rights to it. So don't use it. It's mine. Please don't use it. Actually, I don't care. Carter Lovejoy. How would you survive the Hunger Games? Well, I can't shoot a bow and arrow, so I wouldn't do that. I would be a cannibal. Did you even need to... Was that even part of the Hunger Games? Did you even need to eat people? I would. I know you don't necessarily need to eat them after you kill them, but I would. To consume the souls of my enemies. I'd probably just become friends with... what was her name? Katniss Everdeen? Was that Jennifer Lawrence's name in the movie? I'd become her friend. I'd use her skill sets. And then at the last second, I would betray her, killing her in the most violent, brutal fashion I possibly could, and resort to cannibalism. And speaking of all of that, I actually started to watch Book of Eli today for the first time in like a decade. I love post-apocalyptic movies, but Book of Eli is like way too overly stylized. And there's no way I buy into that guy being blind. Like, there's no way, Denzel. He was like a superhero if he was blind. He had more skill set than Daredevil. Did I answer your question there, Carter Lovejoy? I think I did. I said something about cannibalism. Let's move on. Riley Bob, 4K movies. Buy older movies or newer? Which one is better? You buy the movies you want. You buy the movies that you like, you enjoy, on the best resolution possible. That's what I do. So do I necessarily just buy new movies on 4K because they're new? Absolutely not. I think the majority of newer movies are terrible. I just rewatch the same 50 movies over and over at this point in my life. But you just buy the movies you want on 4K. Now, the picture quality can be hit or miss depending on the transfer, but yeah, you buy the ones you want. Michael Leahy, greetings, John. What do you think of Star on Disney Plus? I love it, but I'm still hoping for more Kevin Smith, Quentin Tarantino, and Marilyn Monroe. What do I think of Star on Disney Plus? I don't know what Star is on Disney Plus. I don't know what that is. As far as hoping, are you referring to more movies from these directors? Absolutely. I know Kevin Smith has Clerks 3. Quentin Tarantino, he can do no wrong. I think he's one of my top 3 or 4 favorite directors of all time currently. And I would love if he could poop out a new movie every 2 years, but he takes his time. That's why we get quality movies, because for him, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. And as far as Marilyn Monroe, she was a cool chick back in the 50s. I know JFK was a fan, so I don't know what Star is on Disney Plus though. Speaking of Disney Plus, was anyone disappointed with WandaVision thus far? Do you like it? It's a show I'm not into. I tried. I just didn't care. The only episode I really enjoyed was the Halloween episode, just because it had like the 90s, like Malcolm in the Middle, kind of vibe to it. But it just always ends with a terrible villain with laser beams shooting all over the place. And it's just like, poof. Okay, there you go. There's the formula. And you can always predict it. That's what I don't like about it. I'm getting off on a tirade about nothing. Just JDD24. Hey, John. Well, hey, how's it going, man? Anonymous. Hello there. Don't get scared now. Indeed. Don't ever get scared. I'll protect you. And if I can't protect you, I'll die trying. Robert Kopp. Sandman was the best part of Spider-Man 3. It would have been a great movie if he was the only villain. The trilogy would have come full circle. Agree? I actually thought Sandman was pretty boring. I thought he was a pretty bland villain. So no, I don't think I agree with that. I thought he was sort of bland. I get what they were going for. He had the majority of the plot, especially with like his kid. I just always thought Sandman was sort of a boring villain. And then you had Topher Grace in there with his eyebrow all like that, looking like a skinny anorexic Venom. And my spider senses are tingling, if you know what I mean. I don't. There was the tone and the vibe and the pace of that entire movie was off. Maybe it was the Tobey Maguire eyeliner emo dance sequence that went on way too long, but just everything about that movie was off. Like, it just didn't feel right. And plus, that was one of my worst movie theater experiences of all time. I don't want to bore you with a 5-minute story, but that didn't help. Kyle Evans. John, I need more movie posters for my room. I love Wolf of Wall Street, The Dark Knight, Nightcrawler, and Back to the Future. Any suggestions? Can't decide. Well, I have 2 questions for you. 1, how much real estate do you have? And what I mean by that is, how much room do you have on your walls? Now, can you only pick 1 poster? Do you only have room for 1 poster? Okay, now let's go with that option. I think as far as a poster design goes, or a one sheet, I think Back to the Future probably has the most iconic poster out of the ones you picked there. But I really enjoy I have it somewhere. Hang on. Do I have it? Let me look. Hang on. Okay, so if space is limited in your room or wherever you're putting these posters, you can always buy smaller one-sheet posters like this. This is what I typically do when I have no room, and I have a shit ton of these sitting over there in the corner. But you can buy over the top. Winner takes all, loser takes the fall. But speaking of the posters you mentioned, so let's talk about these. Let's talk about the movie posters for one moment, or one-sheets as they call them in the biz. So here's two options you chose. Back to the Future is very iconic. I love it. I think it's a must-have as a movie poster. Also, the Jaws movie poster is another necessity. But, for me, this is my favorite Dark Knight poster. Like, everything about this as far as a poster design goes, like, I went to school for graphic design. And if I were to make a movie poster for a superhero, it probably resembles something like this. I think this is near perfect. You have the main hero right there, right? You have the low shot of him. Then you have his symbol up there, and the color tone, the blues and the orangey teals, and I love everything about it. So I would maybe go with this. Now, Nightcrawler is my favorite movie of all time. And it has a pretty good poster. I have it. I used to have it somewhere, but I don't know. I might go with the Dark Knight or the Back to the Future posters if I were you. I hope that was a fulfilling answer. All right. Where am I at right now? Oh, you guys are killing it with the questions. Wow. I started answering that question and 25 more popped up. Thank you guys so much. JP Flicks, on a non-live show days, I watch your 10-year-old vids. Well, thanks for that, man. And that does help, watching older videos. That's awesome. Thanks. Occasionally I go back and watch some of my older videos, and I cringe, but I also laugh. And I get recommended some older videos occasionally, and I'm like, I forgot that existed. And then I watch them, and it's always like it's almost like time traveling back like 5 or 10 years, and it's always interesting. And I'm glad those videos exist, so I can go back in 20 years and watch them with my kids, and I'm gonna be like, look at your old man right there making a complete ass out of himself in Walmart. Are you proud of me? And they say no. And I say, well, okay. I'm not paying for your college education. So I'm trying to catch up on the questions here. Where are we at? All right, the Chicken Tender Devourer. That's a great name, man. That is a good name. Hey, John. I made a film TikTok called Toast in the Cell. I'm currently doing a series on double features of modern movies with older movies. What's it called? Toast in the Cell on TikTok? I'll check that out after the live show, man. Okay. Well, good luck with that. I have a TikTok too. My most popular video on TikTok is I show a hole that I punched in my desk because I was angry. But TikTok's a crazy, weird place. I do enjoy it, though. It's like YouTube if you have no attention span. I like it. Alto Voltier. I know you told me once how to pronounce your name. I am terrible with names. So, Alto, I'm sorry. Do you hate Grandpa Joe as much as the internet does? If you don't know what I mean, Google Grandpa Joe memes. Oh, I know all about Grandpa Joe, my good sir. That old piece of shit couldn't get out of the bed for 30 plus years, living off the government. And hey, Grandpa Joe, I got a golden ticket to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. Hops out of bed. Let's go. Couldn't contribute, couldn't help the family out for 30 years. But you give that guy a golden ticket and some free candy bars. His ass jumps out of bed and does a cartwheel and starts dancing around the room. Oh, gosh. Grandpa Joe. I know what you meant. Luke O'Neill. Bagman episode of Better Call Saul was so good. Bagman, I don't remember the episode Bagman. I mean, if you give me some details on what happened, I don't remember the title. But yeah, there's been tons of great episodes of Better Call Saul. I love it, man. I always like when the episodes open up and you see like the black and white modern day Saul Goodman living in hiding, and his life's just so depressing. He works at like the restaurant in the mall. I love that. I just can't wait to see how that concludes. It's Jalen Martin. I always mispronounce it. Thoughts on Star Wars Episode 7 through 9? Oh, well, they progressively get worse. We'll say that. So 7 was like acceptable, and I enjoyed it because it got me excited. I was like, okay, they played it slightly safe. The Star Killer planet moon thing, Moon Killer, I forget what it's called. Rehashing the same plot point again. That was a little much. But then you get into the next one, and then you get to episode 9, and it just felt like they had no idea or concept of where they were going, and they just made it up as they went, because they sort of did. Yeah, I hate it. I really, a trilogy of movies I don't ever want to rewatch again. And I liked episode 7 when it first came out, but then episode 8 and 9 sort of made me dislike episode 7. Caleb Eisenhuth. Thoughts on the newly announced Black Superman? Yay! Was that confirmed? I haven't been keeping up on the movie news this week. Was that confirmed, or was that a rumor? Everyone was talking about Michael B. Jordan or something. I don't know. Was that confirmed? I don't know if it was. I mean, at this point, it's fine. I mean, try something new. It's Superman. I mean, we had Henry Cavill. If you can't have him, then throw whoever you want into the role and try it out. But I want to know if that's confirmed. Cinnabon. Yeah, that's where Saul Goodman works at the mall. Yeah, indeed. I was thinking of the cheese restaurant, but that's where Christopher Lloyd's character works in the movie Summer Camp. Have you guys ever seen Summer Camp? Just JDD24. The posters I have are for Spider-Man 2, Home Alone 2, and Back to the Future 2. You like sequels, I take it. Okay. Well, you might as well get The Dark Knight in there. There's a good sequel, number 2. Home Alone 2 also has a really good poster. I do enjoy that. Back to the Future 2's poster is pretty similar to the first one. Thoughts on the film Frequency? Just watched it. With Dennis Quaid? Yeah, Dennis Quaid and what's his name? I always forget the other guy's name. Anyway, yeah, I've seen Frequency. You know, fun story about the movie Frequency. That was one of the first DVDs I ever watched. We bought a DVD player and we rented Final Destination and Frequency on DVD. That's what I remember. It was okay. I wasn't a huge fan of it. I thought the concept was interesting though. Where are we at? Okay. Random Commando 41. What's your favorite part of Dr. Sleep? Digital code. He put the digital code in the chat if somebody wants to steal it. I would say my favorite part of Dr. Sleep might have been... that's a good question. I liked Ewan McGregor. I thought that was pretty good casting. I liked when they went back to the original hotel. And I almost could have used more of that. I would say that when they go back to the original hotel. Jordan, did you see that Edgar Wright has signed on to do a remake of The Running Man? Apparently, it's going to be more faithful adaptation to Stephen King's novel. Interesting. Edgar Wright. Okay. You see, the fact that they hired Edgar Wright as the director, I kind of already feel the tone of it in my head. It's going to be like they can go two ways with that. And I don't think he's going to make a dark and gritty Running Man by any means. And nor should it be, because the concept kind of lends itself to have a little bit of hokiness. So I could see like it going either like a Scott Pilgrim vibe where it's just completely over the top, or maybe something a little bit more like Hot Fuzz vibe. I don't know. I'm curious to see what he does with that. That definitely is an interesting director to pick though for the movie. At least it'll be cool to look at and hopefully somewhat funny. I wonder who they're going to cast in Running Man. I wonder if Edgar Wright will just pick... he always casts like the same two actors, so we'll see. How do you recast Arnie, though? Hopefully he has a cameo or something in the movie. Rocky Balboa. Do you watch the Motley Crew biopic on Netflix? I remember a series that was sort of loosely based on that about rock stars in the 80s. I watched like one episode, but I have not seen it. Motley Crue was never one of my favorite bands. I don't have a lot of interest in it. I'd rather watch something like if we're talking about like 80s rock bands, I'd much rather watch like Metallica or something, a biopic on them. Mad Zack Movie Warrior. I watched Requiem for a Dream last night. Man, deep. Also, have you watched Three Kings? Great movie. Fun. Well, I did. I've seen Three Kings a few times. I went back to rewatch it on HBO Max recently. And that's such an ugly looking movie. That's a really ugly looking movie. But anyway, it's okay. It's okay. Like it's not the most rewatchable movie in my opinion. I remember watching it. I own the DVD of it. It's like I own the clipper case or the snapper case DVD of it. Like that's how old it is. But yeah, I went back to try to rewatch it. I just was not that into it. And I like me some George Clooney and Mark Wahlberg. Also, Requiem for a Dream will make you never want to do drugs. Every kid should watch that movie. It's like, you want to do heroin, Timmy? Watch Requiem for a Dream. Look at Jennifer Connelly, okay? You want to be Jennifer Connelly? No, you do not. If you haven't seen the movie, go watch it. Benny, do you still watch The Walking Dead? I haven't watched any of the new seasons in a while, and I sort of want to. And speaking of The Walking Dead, I'm going to be doing a video about The Walking Dead, and I've been trying to catch up on some of it. But yeah, it's a sponsored video, and I was like, you know what? I'll do that. And I think you guys might enjoy it, and that should be out next week. So that's odd that you asked that. Yeah, I haven't really kept up with The Walking Dead since Negan was around. So... Catholic Jack, been watching since I was 15, 25 now. Time flies. You just made me feel really old. I'm going to have an existential crisis now. Thank you. But hey man, thanks for sticking around for 10 years. Isn't that weird? Like, I met you when you're a boy and now you're a man. I like to think I helped mold you. Create you. When I met you, you were born in the darkness. And then you entered into the light, and it was blinding. But thanks, Jack. Mike Moolah. Hey, what's up, John? Do you think Riddick would survive if Predator was hunting him? You know, I would like to see the Predator actually hunt Vin Diesel. That's what I would like to see. I don't know. I'm going to go with the Predator. I was never a huge Riddick fan, so I could care less if he was decapitated by the Predator. Oh, hi, Mark. Last live stream, you mentioned having your brain hooked up to a machine. Source Code kind of did that. Decent flick. Has your boy Gyllenhaal. I like it. Yeah, I have a really unpopular opinion about Source Code, and I guess I don't like it very much. Now, I get what they were doing, and the concept's intriguing. It's just sort of a boring movie to watch. And I'm not opposed to movies that repeat the same process to get it just right. Like, I love Groundhog Day. I don't dislike movies like that. But something about Source Code, it just was not that interesting. And it gets to a certain point where it's just like, okay, dude, you've tried this 3 times. Just try something different. I'm tired of watching you die. It sort of reminds me of... do you guys remember the movie Vantage Point also? With Dennis Quaid that came out? Where it it was basically a movie that had 4 minutes of story, but they separated it from everyone's point of view, every character in that 4-minute time span throughout the movie. And it was such a boring movie to watch. It had no rewatchability. And every time I walk into like a used DVD store, that always has the most copies for sale. Vantage Point. There's always like 698 copies of Vantage Point on DVD at any used media store you go to. But I would like my brain hooked up to a machine, yes. Michael, time. Spider-Man 3 Broadway opening scene was incredible. The rest was meh. Yeah, I've never seen it. That's one Broadway play. I mentioned that before I'd like to see. And just seeing Spider-Man, like, the Broadway musical would be fun to me. Yeah, I would like to see the opening scene. I'm sure I could probably watch it on YouTube or something, but if I was going to pick a Broadway play, that's probably what I'd pick. I saw The Lion King, which was really phenomenal, but that was years ago. Michael A. Oh, sorry, John. Star is here in Australia. In the US, it is Hulu. Oh, okay. So you're referring to Hulu? Got it. Okay, so Hulu in Australia is called Star. Good to know. Yeah, I rarely watch Hulu. The only series I watched on Hulu was A Handmaid's Tale, which I'm waiting for the new season. But that's really the only thing I watched on Hulu. Negatron, thanks for the super chat, man. DM5271, thank you for the super chat as well. No question, unfortunately, Dan, but thank you so much, man. If you have a question, type it somewhere. I'll try to read it on here. But thanks nevertheless, man. Jim Caviezel, yeah, from Frequency. Jim Caviezel. Jesus. Well, yes. I just refer to him as Jesus. Carter Lovejoy. What would you say to yourself from 2010 to 2011? I would say, listen, little weird guy, one day you're going to be stronger and bigger in about 5 or 6 years. So you hang on tight, stay weird, stay fresh, make more videos one day, be more consistent. And by the way, most importantly, buy some fucking Bitcoin. Buy as much as you can. That's probably what I'd say to 2010 version me. I'd smack myself in the head. It's Thackeray, not Zachary. Oh, I love me some Hocus Pocus. Hey, John. How dare you stream during the Golden Globes? Fuck the Golden Globes. How will you watch Tenet lose the award for best score? Haha, what an awful movie. Did you get around to seeing Promising Young Woman? I have not seen Promising Young Woman. I told the studio putting it out that I wanted an early copy of it on 4K. Hopefully they send it. I do want to watch it. I've heard it's good. I don't care about the Golden Globes. I really don't. I just... Award shows such as the Golden Globes, I just don't care. I just don't. Yeah, I've just never really cared about award shows. Now, it's cool sometimes when I think like my personal favorite movie of the year gets the recognition it deserves and it wins, like Parasite and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, see, that deserved to win. That's cool. I like things like that, but typically I just don't care. Ian Waldman, have you watched Succession on HBO? I'm addicted. It's called Succession. No, I have not. Succession? I imagine, is it on HBO Max as well? What is it? Is it a TV series? Tell me more. Lucas Bernowskowicz. What's your ideal Better Call Saul ending? I'm kind of a proponent of, I'd like Saul Goodman to get away. I would like him to have a happy ending because Heisenberg had such a tragic ending. And Jesse's was sort of bittersweet. I would like Saul Goodman to sort of just get lucky, have a great ending, end up on some beach in some non-extraditional country, sipping on out of a coconut. I want him to have a happy ending. I really do. I want Saul Goodman to win. Oh, hi, Mark. In the era of cancel culture, Polanski somehow gets a pass. He is convicted of fugitive from 30 years ago. Actors still worked with him, and he won an Oscar. Yeah, and he's a child predator. Yes, indeed. But a talented director, nevertheless. And I love The Pianist. And I saw him in person once from about 100 or 50 feet away, which was weird. Like, how did I come across a guy on the run from American authorities? I saw him in Zurich, Switzerland. I told this story before, but I saw him in Zurich, Switzerland at a film festival coming out of a side door in an alleyway with like 10 security guards. I was like, that's weird. I just saw Roman Polanski. Like, that's bizarre. I don't think he's not really working now, is he? Like, he hasn't directed a film in quite some time. Is he directing something else I don't know of? Yeah, I don't know. No one's really talking about him, I guess. I mean, we're too busy talking about Gina Carano. I don't know. McGill. Hey, John. 2 questions here. If you could live by and identify yourself as an antagonist, who would it be? As an antagonist? Thanos. I'll go with Thanos. I almost sort of agree with his ideology. Opinion on Reservoir Dogs. Don't tip. I don't tip. Yeah, I love that opening scene in Reservoir Dogs where Steve Buscemi's talking about why he doesn't tip. Now, I always tip people who serve my food. I always tip people. You always want to tip people who serve your food. And you always, especially always want to tip delivery drivers who serve your food. I'm not a trusting guy, but if I know someone's going to be alone with my food in their car, driving it to my house, and I'm going to consume this food, you better bet your ass I'm not going to make these people upset. Now, I was a pizza delivery driver for many years, and I can tell you right now, I know people who did very bad things to people's food. And that's why I tip. Now, I didn't do that. Now, I won't fuck with your food. But if you didn't tip me, I wasn't rushing your food to your house as quickly as I could either. So yeah, always tip. But I like Reservoir Dogs. I really do. Not my favorite Tarantino movie, but I really enjoy it. Woodrow Wilson, formerly known as Justin E. Richards. I always love that name, man. It never gets old. Hang on one second here. Okay, all right. So many things to look at right now, and I'm just lost. Where am I at? Okay, answered this. Answered this. Okay, the next one. Oh, Woodrow Wilson's question. John, you know the drill. Time for a car wash talk. Why do you always want me to talk about the car wash? But I will, because it's the most cleansing experience you'll ever live through. I mean, figuratively and literally. It does cleanse your sins, and it does cleanse your vehicle. Go to the car wash right now, everyone. Get in your car and go right now. And if it's not open, go there right now. Wait till the sun comes up, and then go through the car wash. Yeah, I like the car wash, man. Always bring microfiber cloth, though, towels. Because once you go through a car wash, you got to open up your doors and wipe the doors inside. There's dirt and debris in there. Don't leave it. Let's go to the next question. I love doing the Q&As. Who else that does a live stream Q&A on YouTube talks extensively about the car wash experience? You only find that here. Thank you. Inner Vinger? Do you know I'm utterly insane? I hope so by now. Did you know I need to return some videotapes? Caleb Eisenhuth used to work at Regal. Got to take a 4x6 MI Fallout poster home. It's huge and epic. Can you talk about when you had the Flick Cave in an office? By the way, I used to work at Regal as well as an usher, and I took mini posters. Yeah, so back in 2016, my Flick Cave office where I made my YouTube videos, I rented out an office room because I lived in a townhouse at the time that was a very small townhouse, and there was just no room for my setup there. So I rented out a very overpriced office, and there was tons of other office spaces in there, and I was beside like a lawyer and an accountant, and I believe one of them complained one time because they could hear me yelling, like screaming, and the office staff or manager, they called up my phone in the office, and they're like, "Are you screaming or anything?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm just making a video, don't judge me." So that was always, I never liked that aspect of being in there. And so I'd always usually go in there at night and make my videos when I rented out an office space. And that was also kind of scary and eerie because you'd walk in this huge office building at night and it had like long, dark hallways. And it was always just a very creepy, eerie experience at night. And I remember one time I was in the middle of editing something at like 2:00 in the morning, and I was sort of half out of it. And all of a sudden the janitor opens up the door to my office, like, get the trash. And I like screamed like a little girl. But yeah, if you guys watch my videos from 2016, from July 2016 to like the end of the year, I was in an office space. And also if you watch my, the Blair Witch movie review that came out in 2016. I do like a special skit in that office building where I run around the building, and it's really creepy and eerie. If you get bored, watch that sometime. If you want some visuals to what I'm talking about right now. Nick King or Night King 01. I loved your fall on the IKEA table. Well, thank you for that, Night King, man. Yeah, I posted a 3-second clip of me breaking my old IKEA desk that was just a piece of shit. It was essentially made out of cardboard, but I break it in half by setting on it. So check that out on Twitter or Instagram if you want to. That might be part of a bigger video. I built a new desk. I spent 3 hours yesterday wiring this shit up, hiding all the wires, mounting them under the desk, and it took a lot out of me. But anyway, I want to do sort of an office studio tour, and I'll show off my desk and how I did it and customized it. So yeah, I'm going to make a video out of that. Ryman 6000. Hey John, what's your favorite Star Wars movie poster? Also, how excited are you for Boba Fett show? Yeah, I'm excited for the Boba Fett show. I'm intrigued by it. I hope they change up his like black under outfit. I don't like what he's wearing under his armor. It just doesn't look good to me. Yeah, I'm excited for it. What was the part of the favorite Star Wars movie poster? I always think the original is so intriguing because like you have Luke on there and he's like sort of like not really Luke. He's like a buff He-Man type character, and I always thought that was intriguing. But if I had to buy a Star Wars movie poster, I might buy the original or Empire. I might buy either one of those. Where am I? Okay. AQ. I gotta turn this. I'm sorry, guys. I can't read the questions. I think I need glasses. AQM. Sorry if you've covered this before, but I really like the movie Gone Baby Gone. If you've viewed it, what are your thoughts? Did I do a movie review for Gone Baby Gone? I believe I did. I think I have a movie review for Gone Baby Gone, so go check that out. I liked it. I really did. I really enjoyed it. The ending's sort of hard to swallow a little bit. Like, I'm just like, I get what's happening here. I get it. But at the same time, she's fucking crazy, man. Run, Ben Affleck, run. But I love, there's a lot of great scenes in that movie. Good stuff. But the ending, I was like, yeah, I couldn't buy that. Winners F the Prom Queen. Have an interview tomorrow. Please send good vibes, wishes, and luck. Well, Winners F the Prom Queen. Just tell them your username. and they'll hire you immediately. But good luck with the job, man. Just be confident, listen, and just give good answers to the interview questions. I mean, that sounds stupid. Give good answers. Yeah, give bad answers. But just think about what you say before you say it. They always say, especially in an interview, don't be afraid to pause before you give an answer. Right? So don't just blurt out an answer because you think, oh, I'm so quick with the answer, they're going to be impressed by that. Don't do that. Think about the answer for just 3 or 4 seconds before you give it. And I've heard that's always beneficial. That's what I've always done in interviews. Obed Arzaga, thanks for the super chat. No question, but thanks, Obed, man. Azif Chowdhury. John, which movie deserves a sequel? Money Train with Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes, or Speed with Keanu Reeves? Maybe both? Well, I don't know if you knew this, but Speed has a sequel. It's called Speed 2 Cruise Control, and it's one of the worst, terrible sequels of all time, where Keanu Reeves was like, I'm not coming back. So they cast a guy who also does the same job Keanu Reeves' character did in the first movie, but it's a different guy. And it has Willem Dafoe as the villain who puts leeches on his body. It's a really weird movie. So I would like to see a Money Train sequel. I have not watched Money Train in so long. I could watch that again right now. A Spectator. I've been doing a comic book movie marathon. Every comic book in order they released in theaters, starting with Superman 79. It's really fun revisiting all of the movies. You should try it. That sounds intense, man. That's a lot of comic book movies. And there's a lot of bad ones, especially like when you get into the 90s. Are you watching like Fantastic Four and stuff too? Like the original 94 movie? That's dedication if you are. That sounds too intense for me, man. I don't know if I can handle all that. Winners of the Prom Queen. Just for me, for my interview, can you do a Christopher Walken impression interviewing me? Just for you. I will do that. And here goes Christopher Walken doing a job interview. You know, it says here on your work history that you used to work at Blockbuster. What's up with that? Crazy. Not in business any longer. You're hired. You start Monday. Is that enough? I'm done. Let's keep going. It's too late for this. Michael Time. John. Oh my God. Whoa. I thought I caught up on the questions, but I just scrolled up. Oh God. All right. Holy shit. I'm not complaining. Thank you guys for the questions. I just like 20 more popped up. All right, guys. I'm about 14 minutes behind on the questions, so I'm doing my best to catch up. You guys know I like to give you good, juicy answers because you deserve it. Okay. Michael Time. John, I'm talking about the opening scene of MJ is singing on Broadway. I think it's an incredible scene, but the rest of the movie is eh. Oh, you're talking about MJ in the movie Spider-Man 3. Well, I got confused because Spider-Man actually did become a musical on Broadway. So you could understand the confusion there. But okay. Okay. Yeah, it's an okay scene, I suppose. I just can't think of any great scenes in Spider-Man 3. That's the truth. Like, there isn't one scene that's captivating to me. Robert Cobb. What are some of your favorite old videos of yours? There's a lot of old videos I go back and revisit I enjoy. I liked like How to Watch a Movie. I like that video. That's another. I'd like to do an updated version of that, like How to Watch a Movie. I like videos that just kind of encompass like the movie watching experience. So there's some movie night videos. I'd say some of my most enjoyable videos, some of my old Flick Trip videos, like I can't necessarily pinpoint one off the top of my head, but there's some good stuff in there, like some golden moments. I like to go back and revisit. So I would say those videos for the most part. And then you have to have Jaws in your pool. That's my most popular video of all time with 2.2 million views. It's just me playing with a toy shark in a pool. Don't judge me. Must-see reviews. I have Lockup with Sly on my shelf. Should I watch? Yeah, you should. I have it on 4K. I haven't watched it in a while, but Lockup's not a bad 80s movie. It gets a little cheesy at some moment, but overall it's pretty enjoyable. I enjoy Lockup. I really do. It'll make you never want to go to prison, that's for sure. Jordan, have you seen Dario Argento films? Maybe. Let's look it up here. Let's make sure there's... Yeah, Creepers with Jennifer Connelly. Okay, I knew she was in... Right? Was she? That's one of his films, right? I think I've seen that. I watched that on like beta tape when I was a kid. As far as everything else, I can't say I have. And by the way, Chris Sola, is it Salamo? Just became a member. Yay, Chris. All right. Thanks, man. Hope to see you around this side or the other. Claudio Rogajon. How's it going, Claudio? Claudio. I always call you Claudio. George Clooney tried to kill the director of Three Kings one day when they were filming the climax. Yeah, I've heard a lot of interesting things about the film Three Kings. Even the way process the film to get the look of the movie. They did it in a very different way than they normally ever did for Hollywood films, and they almost lost a lot of the footage by doing that. So all kinds of crazy stuff with that movie. And originally, if you look at the original casting choices, they were very different than what they ended up being. Liam Hagen. Hey, John. Thoughts on the Jurassic Park sequels? I like Lost World's okay. Lost World's okay. I can watch that. Sort of feels like a Jurassic Park movie. The third one, I remember watching all the time on DVD over at my friend's house because he owned like 3 DVDs, and that was one of the movies we always watched. That and Joe Dirt. And it's a rainy day movie. And everything else I just don't really like that much. Like the new Jurassic Park movies, Jurassic World movies, not a big fan. But Lost World, I can watch that. I mean, Jeff Goldblum makes that movie watchable. Ian Waldman. Yes, Succession is a... Okay, my eyes are blurring together. Is this why can't I not say this word? Satirical. I know how to read. Satirical show on HBO Max. It's dark, tragic, and hilarious about a media conglomerate and the family that owns it. Similar to Murdoch family, right up your alley. Ooh, okay. I think I have heard of this actually. Now that you mention it, okay. What's it called? Succession. Let me write that down because I will forget. Hang on. I'm really writing this down. Okay. It's in the book. It's on the list. All right. Fidel Reyes, but I'll call you Fidel for now. John, Succession on HBO Max is definitely up your alley. It's essentially Mad Men, but they're all vile and despicable. Lots of profanity and dark humor. Ooh, you guys are selling me on this show really fucking hard. Okay, I'm gonna check it out. Thank you guys. Thank you. Okay, I'll definitely check it out. Caleb Tilbrook. Hey John, how's life? Also, thoughts on the movie California, 1993. I don't think I've ever seen California with a K, 1993. I don't think I've ever seen it. California, 1993. Let me look it up. Oh, fuck. I can't copy and paste. Yeah, I'll check into that. I'll watch a trailer at least. I've never seen it. Lucas Bernowskowitz. Might have been answered, but Bagman is the episode where Saul and Mike are in the desert in season 5. Okay, now I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, that episode with Mike and Saul in the desert, that could have been like a short movie, and I would have been highly entertained. Like, that is what I love. I like just two characters stuck in the middle of a situation. Yeah, that was a great episode. I do agree. That was one of my favorites, actually, as well. Alex Carr. What performances from Leonardo DiCaprio is your favorite between The Departed, Shutter Island, and Django Unchained? I'm probably going to go with Django Unchained, and I just watched Django Unchained again for the 98th time just the other day. I love that movie. I love him as Calvin Candy in that movie. Please refer to him as Monsieur Candy. He doesn't speak French. Don't speak French to him. It'll embarrass him. We're talking about my curiosity. I love it. I love it. The Cheese Bandit. Can you grow a good beard or mustache? Wondering. No, usually after about 5 days, I shave no matter what. I'll get like the 5 o'clock shadow, but beyond that, it starts looking really homeless. Like, I look like a vagrant that would be on the side of the highway, man. I'm telling you, it grows so patchy and sparse and weird. After 5 days, it becomes nightmare fuel. No. It doesn't look good. So can I grow a full beard? No, I can't. I don't. And if I tried, it would, I don't even want to get to that point. Like, maybe if it was the zombie apocalypse, I would try to grow a full beard. Because then what do I have to, if I didn't make YouTube videos, maybe I'd try. But I don't want to frighten you guys. Like, Woodrow Wilson, formerly known as Justin E. Richards. In Oregon, we have the last blockbuster on Earth. I know you do. Yeah, it's in a small town in Oregon. I've looked into it. I've thought about going there. I thought that would be one of the most epic flick trip videos ever made, and maybe one day I can get there. And I assure you, that would be a damn good video. But yeah, I am very aware of it. Upshot Music TV. If you were a director and had to rely on either Christian Bale or Jake Gyllenhaal to give a better performance, who would it be? It just depends on what the movie was and the character. Like, it really depends. I might lean towards Jake Gyllenhaal, but both are very similar actors in my opinion. They're both not method actors, but what's the word? What's the term I'm looking for? Method? No, we'll say method. They really get into their roles. I mean, if they have to get lean and buff, they do it. They dedicate to it. If they need to gain 87 pounds, they do it. So really, it could be a toss-up. It just depends on what the character was. But either one is there. You can almost interchange them in some performances. That's a great question. I'd probably lean slightly towards Jake Gyllenhaal just because I love him in Nightcrawler so much. But that's a really good question. Just JD24 says Gyllenhaal for me. Yeah, it just really depends though. Okay, Chris Makeapiece. The best looking movie posters are the ones with floating heads. Yeah, Chris, I thank you for your, yes, indeed. That's not true at all, but yeah, the floating head posters, those are some of the worst, laziest poster designs of all time. I hate them so much. That's like a big don't do this when it comes to graphic design. Don't put floating heads in your poster. And they do it too often. The other thing is there's so many great movies I really enjoy, but the posters aren't that great for the movie. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, let's see, like the movie Collateral. I really enjoyed the movie Collateral. I just wish the poster looked different. It's not that fun to look at. You know my name. Come on, John. Sing it out loud and proud. We both know you want to. You put a link to a YouTube thing on there, and I don't know what it is. But if you guys want to check it out, go for it. Is that a video of mine? I don't know. What video did you link there? And I can't copy and paste it where you put it. On here, it won't let me copy and paste, so I don't know what that is. Can you let me know? Can someone go to that link that you know my name put and let me know what that video is? I am genuinely curious. Carter Lovejoy. What's your Batman actor ranking from Adam West to Affleck? I'll be completely honest. My favorite Batman is Adam West. I'm Batman. I'm Adam West. Yeah, Adam West was fun. I would probably say I gotta go with Bale. I wanted to see. I wish Affleck was in his own solo Batman, just one solo Batman movie, so I could get a true sense. Like, I know I saw him in Justice League and Batman v Superman, but I needed to see him in his own solo Batman movie to really, like, if had he been in his own solo Batman flick, I could place him a little bit higher. But I'd probably go with Bale, Keaton, then Affleck. And then I don't really even consider Kilmer or George Clooney, but if I had to, George Clooney is easily the worst. AQM, laugh aloud. I think you were thinking of Gone Girl. I asked Gone Baby. Oh my God, you did. Yeah, I was thinking of Gone Girl. You're right. Yeah. Gone Baby Gone. Yeah, Affleck's first directed, or not Affleck. Yeah, Ben Affleck's first movie, right? Yeah. Okay, with Casey Affleck. Yeah. Sorry. Sometimes I get mixed up when I answer questions and they all blur together. Gone Baby Gone's okay. It's okay. I enjoyed it. I remember having an issue with like not buying into the ending for some reason, but I thought it was okay. I mean, when it comes to Ben Affleck movies, The Town is by far my favorite. Like, I don't even like Argo that much. But yeah, I do remember. Sorry for the mix-up. I was thinking of Gone Girl. Jacob Bolee, most expensive movie you ever bought? I don't know the most expensive movie I ever bought. I don't, like, if I saw some out of print movie, I would never pay the price that they wanted for it. I mean, other than just buying like brand new Blu-rays or whatever, I've never really spent that much on a movie. Yeah, I've never bought like a collector's edition of a movie that was $600 or anything. So yeah. Never more than like $30. Rich the Savior, Static Shock would be a great hero for a movie, in my opinion, especially for his background. Static Shock? I'm not familiar with Static Shock. Okay, we'll get to that question in a minute. Okay. Swear Driver. Hey, John, what are your thoughts on Robin Williams' movie Jack? I like Jack. I really do. I like movies about like characters growing and going through aging, and you get that progression. It's a very bittersweet movie, though, Jack. The ending is sort of depressing. Like, it's like, especially, it's like, it's so bittersweet. But I enjoyed Jack. I always enjoyed the treehouse in that movie. Every time there's a treehouse in a movie, I always like, I wanted that treehouse to hang out in. And the movie Jack having sort of a bittersweet ending also reminds me of another Robin Williams movie called Bicentennial Man, which is about getting older and the existential crisis and all that depressing shit. So, yeah, but I did enjoy Jack. Rich the Savior. John, did you ever go to Whataburger in the South? Well, Whataburger's more southwest, so I have been to a Whataburger a few times. I actually went to one in Vegas a year or so ago. So yeah, I've been to a Whataburger. Night King of One. Watch David O. Russell's freak out at Lily Tomlin laugh aloud. It's a freak out video? I like a good freak out video. I'll look into this. Okay, Rich the Savior. I'm crying, John. Not only are they replacing Henry Cavill, but they're hiring a guy who has never written a screenplay before to do the new Superman movie. Well, it sounds like they're giving it a lot of effort. Yeah, I don't. At this point, I don't. Hey, it's whatever. I mean, if it was a Batman movie, I'd care a little bit more. But a Superman movie. Wait, wasn't the rumor going around that J.J. Abrams was producing this or something? But they're hiring a guy who's never written a screenplay to write the movie? Ooh, that's scary. That's scary. We'll see how that turns out. Obed Arzaga. Did you get around to watching 000? I did not get around to watching 000. I did not get around to it. I feel like I Googled it, though. I feel like I Googled that. But I haven't watched it yet. Rich the Savior. Am I the only one who wants Man of Steel 2? I don't need or want a black Superman. If they need woke points, why not bring in Static? Yeah, Superman's not one of those. For me, he's not a beloved character. Like I liked Man of Steel, I really did. But I at this point I don't care. Like I really don't. Like if it's a good movie and they can put a fresh spin on it and do something different, then so be it. But I don't like when they change things up for the sake of changing things up. Like if it's beneficial, if it fits the story and that makes it a much more interesting take on the character of Superman that's going to connect with a new generation of people and do something different and go a new direction we've never seen, then so be it. But if you're just duplicating the same shit we've already seen before and you're just changing the guy's skin color for the sake of doing it, like, okay, cool, but what's the point? Like, tell me why you did it. Or better yet, show me why you did it in the movie and make it make sense. So I don't know. It could be fun, but the fact that someone just told me the guy that's writing the script never wrote a script before, that's questionable. Frank Rambo. Yeah, treat him like Jerry. Yeah, you know that nice boy. Treat him like Jerry. That's it. Oh, I love Big Daddy and Django. I love it, man. They whipping little Jody for breaking eggs? David Larry. Thanks for the super chat. No question, though, David, but thanks, man. And thank you guys for all the questions. You guys are killing it, man. And there's 360 of you beautiful people watching right now, so thank you guys for joining me for a brand new live show. Feels good to have you guys all here. It makes me feel safe and secure. All right, let's keep going. Where am I at? Oh, Melvin the Magnificent. Can we rent a bus and go with you on your epic road trip to the last blockbuster on Earth? I'll tell you what, if anyone wants to rent a bus, buy a plane ticket, just invite me and I'll go. I'll go. I'll be there, man. So absolutely, someone rent that bus. I'll drive the fucking thing to Blockbuster going 99 miles per hour, okay? We'll get there. That would be pretty cool. Matt Lewandowski, Johnny Boy, my brother, and I started a new channel. You see us at the channel's name, or it says, or is it a website or a channel? Offbeatenentertainment.com. Offbeatenentertainment.com. Okay. Just want to see your thoughts. Been a big fan. If you're a fan of Tenacious D, South Park, I Think You'll Laugh, collaborate. I I don't I don't know what we would do, but I'll check out the channel's name's offbeatenentertainment.com. I thought it was gonna be something else when you started talking about offbeating, but offbeatenentertainment.com. I'll check it out, man, after the live stream. And thanks for the super chat. But I'll check it out. I'll see what you're up to. Ultimate Blue Eyes White Dragon. What are your favorite XXX movies to whack off to? I don't. Ones that involve pizzas. Pizza delivery drivers. I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, I can't answer that honestly. Let's keep going. Jacob O'Lee. Best movie to worst movie poster ever must go to Groundhog Day. Worst movie poster ever. Groundhog Day's movie poster? I don't remember what that looks like. Let's look it up. Oh, it's the clock, right? It's the clock with his face in it. Yeah, that okay. I don't even need to look it up. Okay. Yeah, that was pretty blah, wasn't it? You're right. You're right. My least favorite movie poster, I'm trying to remember, like, anything with floating heads, like we previously mentioned. I'm trying to think of another really bad movie poster. Any John Travolta movie that's come out in the last 10 years has a pretty bad movie poster. It's just like the overuse of Photoshop. The same thing can be said about Nicolas Cage straight-to-DVD movies as well. Alex Smith. Do you like the Mortal Kombat poster? The new one or the original? The original was just the logo. The new ones are just character shots, right? Unless there's another Mortal Kombat poster I'm not thinking of. But the original was just the logo. I thought it was okay. I don't like just a logo in my movie posters. Like, I like a character with some, like, scenery or a backdrop or, like, a city or something in there. It's just more visually entertaining to look at. Ghost Whisperer of the Night. What an intense name. Hey, John. Would Christoph Waltz make a good live-action Inspector Gadget? I've never thought about that. I probably never will after I answer this question, but interesting. I don't know, though. Only if Inspector Gadget plays a Nazi as well. That would be intriguing. Directed by Quentin Tarantino. That would be a damn good movie, wouldn't it? I'd like to introduce you to my good friend here, Penny. And as for you unlucky devils, and Dr. Claw, Inspector Gadget. That's my Dr. Claw impression. Okay. Alex Carr. Speaking of Jake Gyllenhaal, I just watched Prisoners last week, and the movie was insane. Both performances of Jackman and Gyllenhaal were phenomenal, and Villeneuve, I always mispronounce the director's name, is a great director. Yeah, he's a damn good director. I love me some Prisoners. I have a review of it, a fun little skit in the beginning of it, and I love movies where you have to question yourself, like, would I do what this character is doing in this movie? And I would do what Hugh Jackman did in that movie if I thought what he thought. If I made the same assumptions, I would do the same thing. Yeah, Prisoners is intense. I've been meaning to rewatch it, actually. And by the way, if you guys are YouTube members, please type some questions in the chat. I want to read your questions and see how you're doing. We have one here from Chris, who's a brand new member. Was just wondering, would you recommend visiting Ohio? Any good things to see? It depends, Chris. It just depends. I live in Columbus. If you want to go to IKEA, we have one here. We also have the Arnold Classic before COVID was a thing, which was sort of cool. But I just moved here recently. As far as going to Cleveland, there's some stuff there. But I wouldn't say Ohio should be your... If you're looking to go somewhere, I wouldn't pick Ohio. Yeah, I wouldn't pick Ohio. James Dozier, favorite Tom Cruise movie from the 80s? Probably, it's definitely not Top Gun. Why can't, I just forgot the name of it. Oh my God. It's like one of my favorite movies where he turns his parents' house into a brothel. I'm not looking at the chat. Don't tell me what it is. Why can I not remember what this is called? Oh, God. Why can't I not remember what this Tom Cruise movie is called? Someone tell me. That's when you know it's time to wrap up the live stream. Risky Business. Oh my God. Yeah. Risky Business. Had a brain fart there. More like brain diarrhea dripping out of my ear. Yeah. Risky Business, I would say, is my favorite Tom Cruise movie from the 80s. But also he was in a few other like a smaller movie or smaller roles like The Outsiders and things like that. But yeah, Risky Business is by far my favorite Tom Cruise movie of the 80s. Wow, I can't believe I forgot what that was called. I'm getting old, guys. I'm going senile. Frank Rambo, Johnny Cage. Who do you think is the most interesting serial killer, favorite serial killer from the movie? The most interesting serial killer? I mean, do you guys consider Thanos a serial killer? I mean, he committed genocide, right? Most interesting serial killer from a movie? I don't know. I mean, Patrick Bateman? Buffalo Bill and Hannibal Lecter. Two of my favorite serial killers from movies. I'm going to go with Hannibal Lecter's my favorite, but Buffalo Bill is my favorite to do an impression of. And with all that said, The Cheese Bandit. Would you fight Robert De Niro or Al Pacino? I feel like Al Pacino would bite my ear off. I don't know why. Like, he would bite me. And if you've never seen a movie called Two for the Money, starring Matthew McConaughey and Al Pacino, it's a really great movie. It came out in 2005. Go watch it. So I'd rather fight Robert De Niro. Yeah. Frank Rambo. Who is your favorite killer from Mindhunter? Well, probably the BTK killer. I thought that was truly intriguing. Like that's something of nightmares. And they were sort of diving into that, and the next season was supposed to focus on the BTK killer, which I was really looking forward to. And then we didn't get a third season because Netflix likes to produce shitty movies rather than good TV series. And with all that said, they do make good TV series, but it's like make another season of a good TV series. So yeah, I would say the BTK killer was, to me, the creepiest one out of the bunch. Oh, hi, Mark. Ever see Affleck playing student taking steroids? What? Is that a movie or something? I don't know what that is. DJ Run 01, where are you moving after Ohio? Probably staying in Ohio. So not going anywhere too different. Just maybe a different location, because this is a townhouse and I rent it and it's overpriced. Arrowverse Lover 2018. Hey John, what is your favorite Dark Knight movie? Oh yeah, well, Batman Begins with The Dark Knight. It's a toss-up, but I'd say overall The Dark Knight is more of a spectacle, and I'd go with The Dark Knight. Better Zaga in Planet of the Apes, one of the best trilogies. I like them all. The third one was really good, and the third movie is always bad in other trilogies. Yeah, I liked the Planet of the Apes trilogy. I actually prefer Rise. I like the first one with James Franco. I like when they have the little Caesar as a young ape, and it's sort of like sad. It's sort of like a guy and his little puppy, like his dog. And it makes me sad seeing a little Caesar stuck in the cages and stuff. By the third movie, I thought the third one was good in the new Planet of the Apes trilogy, but I've just had no urge to ever rewatch it. And Rich the Savior says, put the lotion in the basket, John. I always put the lotion in the basket. I don't want to get the hose again. Greg Thompson, who wins in a fight, V or Blade? You mean V for Vendetta or Blade? I'm going to go with... I mean, Blade's a vampire, man. I mean, he's a daywalker. It's sort of hard to compete. I'm going to go with Blade. James Doshier. Have you seen the movie Cocktail with Tom Cruise? I have seen Cocktail. That movie almost inspired me to be a bartender at one point. But I would just drop everything. It'd all shatter. But the thing about the movie Cocktail is the first half is really good. The second half sort of just like it becomes something different, and it loses its enjoyment to me every time I've rewatched it. I remember the opening scene where he's in like a cop car or something, and they pull over the Greyhound bus, and he gets on it, right? Claudia Rojan, the guy that's writing the new Superman movie, also said that we deserve to have a terrorist attack on 9/11 because of slavery. Well, that's pretty fucking intense. Okay. Wow, I would have to look into that. But that's a pretty shitty thing to say. Doesn't make a lot of sense when you really think about it either. It's not like just plantation slave owners were in the Twin Towers. Like they were filled with normal people, right? Of all different races. So that'd be a pretty dumb fucking thing to say if someone said that. All right, let's go to the next thing here. Winners up to prom queen. I know you're investing in stocks. Have you ever thought about investing in real estate, like a flip or a rental property? I have, and I would, except I'm poor. So if there's an angel investor listening, I have some very good investment ideas. I have some very good business plans. I just need your money. So I would love to buy like a rental property or something one day. I would love to, but that it's just like, it's a lot of money. And you need really good credit. And my credit's, it's questionable. All right, let's go to the next one here. Alex Carr. I saw your tweet last night about Tom and Jerry last night. It looks like a movie no one wanted, and it was just made for no reason. It reminded me of Stuckman of the Smurfs 2011, and that doesn't alone sound good at all. Yeah, I've never really loved the modern day introducing like animation to like some generic live action movie. Like you have Alvin and the Chipmunks and that shit. I mean, the only time that works for me is like if you go watch like Space Jam or Roger Rabbit. Like I was never a huge fan of Tom and Jerry, but introducing them into like reality with Hit Girl, I'm just like, I don't even think, like, what kid would even want to see that? Like, no, they don't want to watch that. Maybe they do, but they'd much rather watch like the new Pixar movie or something. So yeah, I don't know who that movie was made for. Unless they had to make a movie about Tom and Jerry, or else they lost the rights to Tom and Jerry or something crazy like that, but I'd have to look into it. Yeah, I was going to watch it just for the sake of doing a movie. Maybe I will watch it just for the sake of doing a movie review. Maybe I will. I don't know. By the way, go watch my Smurfs 2 movie review on the Flick Pick channel. Type in Smurfs 2 movie review at the Flick Pick. It might be my best movie review I've ever done. Go watch it. And I technically didn't watch the movie. Okay. Alex Smith. Should studios now focus on markets outside of America, like China, seeing how cinemas are open outside of America? Well, studios have been focusing on other markets for years. I mean, look at a lot of movies that have been made. A lot of movies made are almost catered towards the China audience. That's why we have some weird, bizarre movies that feel a little bit off, but the Chinese audiences love shit like that. So the studios have been doing that for a while. Like Avatar did huge overseas. There was the Wall movie starring Matt Damon, which I don't know why they must have gave him an obscene amount of money to star in that shit pile movie, but that was made for, of course, overseas markets. So Hollywood's been doing that for a while. It's just getting blatantly obvious at some points nowadays. Rich the Savior. FMK, Ronald McDonald, the BK King, or Wendy. I'd probably just go with Wendy because that's the Ronald McDonald. I probably just have to kill. That's too scary, man. Yeah. I just said I wanted to kill Ronald McDonald. Let's keep going. Liam Hagen. Which is the better Mindhunter season? Man, I would... Gosh. That's a great question. I think most people would probably say 1 because season 2 focuses on the one chick of the FBI and it sort of like goes off into a weird subplot that you don't really care about. But they did introduce some intriguing stuff in season 2. But I'd say the first one was probably the better season. Okay. Back a tier. Hello, John. Been watching this past hour and really happy to be here. Well, I'm happy for you guys all to be here. Screen to screen. Also, just watched Child's Play 2 and thought of you. I don't know how to take that. Why? Why did you think of me? But thank you for that. Thank you. I like Child's Play too. I like when they show the factory and the store where there's a whole bunch of different little Chuckies. Sort of underrated in my opinion. I also like Child's Play 3. It's a terrible movie, but I like at the climax the movie ends in the fun house. I always thought that was entertaining. But thanks, man. Thank you so much. And thanks for the question and the super chat. Much appreciated. Watching Child's Play 2, thinking of me. Well, thanks, man. Caleb Eisenhuth. With how much you like to travel, you need a camper. I don't like to travel. I move often. That's the thing. So by moving, I need to buy stock in U-Hauls. I need a U-Haul truck is what I need. I would love to live in a camper, though. Like, if I had a nice RV... I'd just live in that. I would. The whole house owning thing is so overrated. It really is. James Dozier. My favorite movie of Tom Cruise is The Last Samurai. Yeah, that's an interesting pick. I don't think it's a bad movie. It's just not one of my favorites of Tom Cruise. I do like the time period. I like the tone. I like the topic of the film. But yeah, good. That's a good pick. Bastiel. The scene with Gandolfini, rest in peace, and Alabama in True Romance is so intense. Oh, man, I vaguely remember that scene. It's been a long time since I've seen True Romance. And probably the best... what was I thinking of? Tony, why do I want to say Tony Scott all of a sudden? I'm trying to, my brain just went blank there. True Romance, the director of True Romance. Directed Days of Thunder. Tony Scott, right? Yeah, okay. Gosh. It's getting late, guys. Upshot Music TV. Do you like Walt's character and performance better in Django or Bastards? I like Christoph Waltz in Django a lot, and I love Django. I like him playing a good guy a little bit more. He's such a likable, like, awesome bounty hunter. I really enjoyed his character in Django. Also, I just came out with my first Spotify release, username Upshot. All right. What is it, like a podcast or is it like a song? What do you got on there, man? It's called Upshot. I'll check you out on Spotify. You know, I did release one episode of my Patreon podcast on Spotify. So if you search Flickbuster on Spotify, you guys can listen to it. It's an old podcast episode, but anyway. And by the way, speaking of the podcast, if you guys are Patreon or YouTube members, we're recording a new one tomorrow. So if you guys want to submit topics or questions, I'm going to put a post out right after this live stream that you guys can submit questions and topics and we discuss them during the podcast. So look out for that. Okay. Just remembered that. Oh, hi, Mark. Affleck as Aaron Henry. He took steroids in football. Is that like an early Affleck movie from like 1989 or something? I've never seen it. I remember the early Keanu Reeves movie. It was called Brotherhood of Justice, where someone gets stabbed in the ass. It's such a terrible movie. Let's go to the next one. Liam Hagen. Ever see The Wall? Have I ever see The Wall, the movie from 2017 with Aaron Taylor Johnson and Johnson Cena? Pretty intense and quick. By the way, I think season 2 of Mindhunter is better. Season 2 of Mindhunter might have been better. They sort of both blend together when I think of them. The movie The Wall. The only movie I think of The Great Wall. The movie The Wall. No, I don't think I've seen the 2017 The Wall with Aaron Taylor Johnson. I don't think I have seen it. Cody Gill. Triple X is one of my biggest guilty pleasures. It has some pretty cool stunts, introduced me to Rammstein and metal in general. I find it entertaining. Yeah, the first Triple X movie was a good time. It really was. It was like over the top, stupid, but entertaining. It had Samuel L. Jackson in it. And I do remember the opening scene where in Russia, the one spy is he tries to sneak through a Rammstein concert, and they're still like playing their music. That was a cool scene. Yeah, I like the first Triple X movie. I do. I don't know if it's aged well, but it's a good guilty pleasure, sure. Now, the second one and the third one are just atrocious. Scott Donahue, the next Mad Max movie won't have Mad Max. Thoughts? Yeah, it's a Furiosa prequel, which I don't know why we need more story on Furiosa, because Mad Max Fury Road was essentially a Furiosa movie, so it's not what I would like to see. I would like to see if they could have brought back old man Mel Gibson. That's what I would have liked to have seen, but Amaray M says China loves the Fast and Furious movies. Yeah, they do. Yeah, it's almost like they're making the Fast and Furious movies for a Chinese audience. They just like crazy, bombastic, bizarre things where gravity like doesn't exist. Didn't Quentin Tarantino write the film True Romance? Yes, he did. He did write it, but he didn't direct it. Indeed. Jurassic Joey. Glad I just saw your tweet saying you'd be here. Well, thanks for coming. Now for the question. Excluding T1 and T2 and Predator, what is your favorite Arnie films? Ooh. Jingle All the Way. I don't care what anyone says. I will defend Jingle All the Way until the day I die. Another one would probably be Twins. Really great 80s comedy. Commando's a good action movie. Kindergarten Cop's another fun sort of blend of comedy and action. Let's see. What else do we have? I'd say those are probably... And Last Action Hero is sort of a movie I enjoy. It just reminds me of like going to see movies with my dad back in the 90s. But actually, you know what? I'm so stupid. True Lies. True Lies is my favorite Arnold film outside of the ones you just mentioned. There you go. Horror movie Hustle. Who is your favorite character out of the Tarantino movies? I gotta go with Jules. Oh yeah, Jules. Absolutely. Samuel L. Jackson, man. I love all of his dialogue, every scene he's in. I'd probably go with Jules, or I would go with Samuel L. Jackson's character in The Hateful Eight. I forget his name. Colonel something. Or is it Major something? Major Tom. I forget his name in the movie. But I loved his character in Hateful Eight. But then again, I really like Jamie Foxx's Django as well. And I like DiCaprio's Calvin Candy. But overall, I'm going to go with Samuel L. Jackson. Even in Django, where he plays Steven, I love Samuel Jackson in that as well. He's always the best part of every Tarantino movie. That's a tasty beverage. May I have a drink of your tasty beverage? Skateboarding versus movies. Funniest sex story. That'd be inappropriate to share. It'd be inappropriate. Upshot Music TV. It's a song. It's a song has sort of alternate electronic vibe. It's a song, okay. Yeah, I'll look you up on there, man. I like electronic vibe music, so I listen to a lot of synthwave. Brian Vandenberg. Hey, John. Just want to say you are the best on YouTube. Been a fan since 2014. I love everything you do. Keep up the great work, man. Well, thanks, Brian. Thank you for that, man. Thank you. 2014 was a fun year on YouTube. That was a good year. Good year for YouTube. It was a time when anything was possible, and the YouTube algorithm didn't bash you over the head. And speaking of the YouTube algorithm, if you guys want to smash that like button as the kids do all the time nowadays, much appreciated. Craig Thompson, have you seen King Kong 1976 with Jeff Bridges? Yes, I have once, many years ago. I thought it was okay, not that great. I like the 2005 King Kong movie a little bit. I think that's my favorite overall. But yeah, I remember seeing it once vaguely, and definitely not one of my favorite Jeff Bridges movies either. I should go back. I almost want to go back and revisit it before Godzilla vs. Kong comes out. Winter's Out the Prom Queen. What movie universe would you want to spend yours and Amber's life in? Maybe Avatar. We're both blue alien avatars swinging around in the jungle. We'll go with Avatar. I think that'd be fun and fruitful. We'll just connect tails. Epic Dub Time. Hey, John, your thoughts on A Cure for Wellness 2017. I did not see that. That did not look good to me, and I'm glad I never watched it. I've heard it wasn't that good. I remember the trailer being kind of interesting. The movie that takes place in the insane asylum, right? But I never watched the movie. Claudia Rojan. Oh, yeah, I forgot. The guy that's writing the new Superman movie also said 9/11, first responders, or menace of nature. New Superman writer, everyone. Yeah, I'm going to have to double check this and cross-reference this. But yeah, that's crazy if that's true. I'll have to double check that. Max Neugenbauer, I find nothing wrong with the second Triple X film with Ice Cube. The film is badass, like the first one, no joke or lie, but still I love you, John. Yeah, the second one just felt very cheap. And like Ice Cube, I like Ice Cube. But sometimes buying him as an action star, he just didn't quite look the part. And some of the music in the State of the Union Triple X movie was kind of cool. I like the big lifted vehicle he drives. But that ending climax that takes place on that very shitty CG train... it just looked cheap. The whole movie felt cheap. Jurassic Joey. Back again because you said synthwave. Do you like Gunship? I do like Gunship. I listen to Gunship quite often. I can't specifically name there's a song I like. But I do listen to Gunship. I have like the playlist on Spotify ready to go. Actually, there's a song called, I think it's called like Darkest Day or something. They have a music video on YouTube. It's really good. I love it. But yeah, I do listen to Gunship. Oh yeah, Time Cop or Wolf Club. I've never seen Wolf Club, so I'll go with Time Cop. Would love if you'd give my band, the Heretics, a listen. Your band's called The Heretics? Why does that sound familiar to me? Why does The Heretics sound familiar? Is that a reference to something? Either way, I'll check out The Heretics on Spotify, man. Thank you. Thanks, Jurassic Joey. Horror movie hustle. I'm a big synthwave. I'm big on synthwave as well. Check out Time Cop 1983 if you haven't already. Their stuff is awesome. Oh, okay. You named two bands. Okay, I was thinking of movies when you said Time Cop. Don't confuse my delicate brain like this when I'm answering questions. So Time Cop 1983 is the band. Okay. So cool. All right. I'll check that out. Let me type that in. Hey, hang on. Type that shit into Spotify right now. There we go. Cool. Got it. I'm going to check it out later. Rando Commando 41. How did you escape after the Smurfs 2 review? I didn't. I was murdered and they buried my body in a shallow grave out in the woods. I'm actually a ghost. Actually, I'm a figment of the simulation that you live in. Chris says, don't want to get too political, but when do you think things will go back to the way they were? Corona situation is starting to piss me off. Generally speaking, my life is about the same as it always has been, with some inconveniences. And the biggest one is I just don't go to the movie theater anymore because there's no new movies coming out. But really outside of that, everything else is I can live with. Like, I just go on with my life. Now, some places are a little more strict than where I live. Like, we just had a curfew that everything shut down at like 11 o'clock for like 2 months. I'm at a point where I don't care anymore. Like, I feel like I'm little Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone. Like, I walk outside. You hear that? I'm not afraid anymore. And then the coronavirus comes up with a snow shovel and I scream and run back inside. That should be a meme. I'm going to look into making that. But hopefully soon. I mean, it's going to get to a point where we just have to say screw it and go on with our lives. I personally, I'm not that afraid of it. You know, that's just me personally. Adrian Boyle, have you ever seen Deadfall with Nick Cage? I have seen Deadfall with Nick Cage. Some of the wildest stuff, worth checking out. Best of on YouTube. Yeah, I have seen Deadfall. I've watched it once. Me and Stuckman watched it years ago in my basement. That's the only place you can watch Deadfall. And we laughed our asses off at the movie. Yeah, we have seen Deadfall. Matt Parsons. Watching from the UK, if you could have dinner with any actor, actress, dead or alive, who would you be picking? Also, love the content and keep up the good work. Well, thanks, man. Thank you so much for that. Well, Matt, I would love to have dinner with Arnold. I would say Arnie is the one actor I would like to have dinner with. He's just such a larger-than-life person, and he's done so much more than just starring in movies, like politics, bodybuilding, you name it. Every interest I've ever had, he's pretty much had a part in. And he just seems like a really fascinating, charismatic dude, you know? So probably Arnold. I'm trying to think of like a really interesting actor who's dead. Maybe Charlie Chaplin? I don't know. That'd be kind of intriguing, wouldn't it? Would he be silent as we ate dinner? I don't know. Bucketeer, do you have any custom face masks that you wear when you go out in town? No, I don't. I wear I have it's not nylon. Maybe it is nylon. It's like spandexy nylon. It's like a black spandexy mask I always wear. I bought it at Costco. I've been wearing, those are really comfortable to wear. I stopped wearing the paper ones. They just feel scratchy on your face. So I don't have a custom one. Maybe I should get a custom mask. Maybe. I don't know. I think one that looks like the Bane mask could be kind of cool. Matt Parsons, watching from the UK. If you I already answered that. Jurassic Joey. Can you name 2 movies you hope will never be remade and 2 that you feel could use a good rehash and or reboot. A movie that could use a reboot? God. I mean, you see, like years ago, when they remade Point Break, like the first announcement, I was sort of excited because I love heist movies. And I was like, okay, like I could watch a remake. Like if it's really cool and badass, like I like the concept of Point Break so much I could watch a remake, but then we get remakes and they're always abominations against humanity. So as far as like a movie that I would like to see remade, God, it'd have to be a movie that's not that great to start off with being remade. Also, they did remake Over the Top. It's called Real Steel, and now they have robots fighting instead of arm wrestling. I'm trying to think of a movie I'd like to see remade. I mean, they're remaking the Justice League essentially, so we're getting that. I'm trying to think of a movie that I've watched that had a good concept, but it's not the execution that could be remade. That's it. If you guys have one, chime in. I'm trying to think. Trying to think of a movie that should be remade that wasn't that great to start off with. You guys chime in on the. That's a good question, man. I wish I had a better answer off the top of my head. That's a question I need to think about for a little bit. But two movies I feel like they should never remake. I mean, like they should never remake Taxi Driver, even though Joker borrowed a lot of plot points from it. They should never remake. Let me think of something else they should never remake. You should never remake Home Alone. There's a movie you should never remake. Horror movie hustle. Did you see Black Bear with Aubrey Plaza? If so, what did you think? I've not seen Black Bear with Aubrey Plaza. She's interesting though. She's interesting. Does she actually really? Is she good in the movie? Unless she's playing like a comedic role, I just have trouble buying her in the movie. Point Break remake was not good in my opinion. In no one's opinion was it good. Chris R. Hey John, what's your favorite wrestling event you've ever been to? I've been to quite a few of them. I went to the Fastlane pay-per-view in Cleveland a few years ago. That was kind of cool. I went to a Raw in Nashville. I took Amber. She really enjoyed it. That was a pretty good show. We had really good seats, except for the little kid behind me screaming with the highest pitched voice I've ever heard in my life. Those are a few really fun ones. I remember when I was younger, we went to a few shows, and it was just, I was always blown away. I always liked the technical aspect of wrestling, like the stage and the cameras and all the behind the scenes type stuff. So just, I remember the first time seeing the set in person was like, whoa, it was like mind blowing to me. So I would like to go to a WrestleMania one day. If, one day, hopefully. James, favorite part or moment from Conair? For me, I love the part where Nick Cage says, "Put the bunny back in the box." Or Cyrus the Virus, or you know why they call me Johnny 23? Yeah, but "put the bunny back in the box" is only something Nick Cage could say as a threat, and you take it as a threat. Yeah, someone said remake the season 8. Remake season 8 of Game of Thrones. I agree. Remake season 8 of Game of Thrones. That's a good pick, man. Tenet. Yes. Also remake Tenet. This way you can hear the dialogue. These are great picks, guys. Divergent. Someone said, let's see. Yes, Jurassic Joey, your questions have indeed made me think. Never remake Back to the Future. I agree. Never remake Back to the Future, but wouldn't you like to see like a sequel to Back to the Future? Wouldn't you like to just go back to that universe and time travel again, and just have some fun? I would. Flick loves Home Alone today. I do. There's just some days where I pick one movie and I stick to it. And really, when it comes to every answer, I can reference Home Alone for every answer. Like it's just one of those movies. Look what you did, you little jerk. Alex Smith, do you like what Warner Bros. Is doing Do you like what Warner Bros. Is doing with simultaneous releases on HBO Max? They have the two biggest box office movies of the pandemic. So do I like that HBO Max is releasing movies on HBO Max and we don't have to wait for them to be delayed or go to the movie theater to see them? Yes, I do. Actually, I really do. I think that's very convenient. Now, there are some movies I like to see on the big screen, but I'm glad that they're saying, you know what? You guys don't have to wait another year for this movie. Here, watch it. Enjoy it. It's at home. So I do like that, actually. I think that's great on them, and I applaud them for doing it. It's like we get to watch Mortal Kombat next month in the comfort of our underwear on our living room sofa. They didn't sit around and delay the movie for 6 more months. You know, it's like, cool. You know, like, I'll take what I can get right now. Woodrow Wilson, formerly known as Justin E. Richards, can you do a 4-way impression interview with Christopher Walken, Mark Wahlberg, Morgan Freeman, and Calvin Candy from Django Unchained? Oh my shit. What, man? No, I don't think I can. Oh God, I'll try. I'll do my shittiest. What? Because you're such a loyal supporter on here, I'll try, man. Hang on. Now listen, everyone. Applying for the job. I don't know who I'm gonna hire yet, but it could be any one of you. Can you tell me why I should hire you? It's just getting worse. So Mark Wahlberg goes first. Hey, I think I'd be a really good candidate for the position, because I just fucked your mother. The next one would be Morgan Freeman. Now, you either get busy living or you get busy dying. And then Calvin Candy says, what would Calvin Candy say in a job interview? God, I can't say that. What the hell would Calvin Candy say? I don't know. Can we end it there? It's already going. It's already a garbage fire as we're continuing on. Steve Goldie, thoughts on Falling Down with Michael Douglas? Love it. I relate to the movie. Sometimes when I'm in traffic, I just think of that movie. I'm like, oh man, if I just had an automatic assault rifle, I'd go into a fast food place right now. Yeah, I love Falling Down. I need to get Falling Down. I do not own the movie. I want the movie. I need to buy it. Like every time I've been in the mood to watch that, and it's like not streaming anywhere. Like I just want to watch Falling Down, so I need to buy the Blu-ray of that. Isn't it coming to 4K or is there a Criterion? I think it's coming to one or the other, but I do need to buy it. DJ Run 01, most embarrassing place you farted. I think I was getting a massage once and they pushed on me. Amaray M, have you ever been to the Alamo Drafthouse Theater? No, I have not. No, I have not. I would love to go. I like how they kick people out who talk or text. That sounds phenomenal. I would love to go. I thought you were talking about have I ever been to the Alamo for a second, and yes, I have. Actually, twice. Landmater, what's your favorite silent movie? If you have not seen Sunrise from 1927, I would highly recommend it. This is my favorite without a question. Probably Nosferatu, the original vampire flick. I watched Nosferatu in college. Just eerie and creepy. The visuals alone are great. As far as like another silent film, I haven't watched a lot of silent films. I don't usually go back and watch movies from the 1920s. I mean, just keeping it real with you. But I remember Nosferatu was like a really cool silent flick. Jurassic Joey. Back to the Future 4, Marty shows up in the 1800s and tells Doc he's going to the Back to the Future. Something has to be done about Doc's kids. They're becoming time bandits. Or if you made a modern day Back to the Future, and like, I wouldn't do it now because he's so overused, but you could have like Tom Holland playing like Marty's kid or something. And you could have the movie set. You could set the movie in like, I don't know, present day times or maybe early 2000s. And then you could have like a funny, like Back to the Future moment where he actually, the character goes back in the DeLorean to the 1980s, like where the original movies actually took place in. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And of course he goes, I would like to see them go back to the 1980s and then go further into the future. Like something about going into the future in a time travel movie is so intriguing to me. But yeah, I would like to see that. I really would. Swear Driver. Have you ever seen Crazy Heart with Jeff Bridges? I saw Crazy Heart in the theater. I sort of enjoyed it. I would never rewatch it again. I thought it was a fun, like, I'm a country singer and I'm, finding fame and fortune again after he's been on the back burner for so long. I enjoyed it the time I saw it. Yeo Faria, hey man, tell us a Japanese horror movie you liked. The original Ring was a good Japanese horror. What was the one Japanese horror film where the lady like lives in a bag or the guy's in a bag? What the fuck was that? What am I thinking of right now? What was that called? Someone remind me what that's called. Benny, are you excited for Many Saints of New York? I am. I like The Sopranos. I'm intrigued by the movie. They actually got James Gandolfini's actual son to play him because they look so much alike and he's an actor. So I'm digging it. Yeah. When's that coming out officially? Crunchy Nachos, I busted out laughing at the Mark Wahlberg line. Well, thank you. If you want the job, you got to do whatever it takes. Will you make a sequel to Jaws My Toilet coming next summer? Yeah. Chris says, does your girlfriend mind that you always go to bed late? I haven't been going to bed late lately, to be honest with you. I've been trying to go to bed somewhat early and wake up early. The truth is, like, if I can get on that schedule, it only usually lasts a couple weeks. And then something always, like, screws it up. But Amber's pretty cool with it. She understands. So, no, not really. You just described my ex, John. Thoughts on Adventures of Robin Hood? The only Robin Hood I enjoy is Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, starring Kevin Costner and Morgan Freeman. I love that movie. In my top 20 of all time. That's the truth. DJ Run, are you giving anything up for Lent? No, I'm not. I don't really. The only religious holiday I celebrate is Christmas, man. Have you seen Barry on HBO? No, I have not. James Doshier, have you seen Snake Eyes with Nick Cage? I have seen Snake Eyes with Nick Cage. What's his face? Isn't Lieutenant Dan in that movie? Gary Sinise? He's in that movie, right? Yeah, I've seen it. I don't recall a lot about the movie. Thoughts on AC/DC? Dude, AC/DC is some good shit. I mean, that's good music you can listen to and just like, I don't know, have a barbecue or lift some weights. or do both at the same time. Neil O'Connell, thanks for the super chat, man. You didn't ask a question, but thanks, Neil. DJ Run 01, are you eligible for the vaccine yet? No, I don't. I don't even. I'm not. I don't want to take it. I don't care. I'll let you guys take it. I'll be. If everyone else takes it, I don't need it. Plus, it's proving not to be effective for everyone. The truth is, I was around a few people that had COVID, very close in proximity for an extended amount of time, and I didn't get it. So I'm just gonna say I'm immune to it. My superior genetics are immune to it. And I also take a lot of supplements, zinc supplements, vitamin C, multivitamins. And, I'm not that worried about it. The truth be told, I'm not that worried about it. I just live my life. I wear my little mask that keeps my spit inside of my mouth. And as everyone does that, we'll be okay. And you got to wash your hands. Hey, John, will you be watching the animated Resident Evil show on Netflix? No, I will not. Not into it. Actually, you know what? I'll look into it. The Resident Evil movies put such a bad taste in my mouth. I just lost interest in it. Bucketeer, making any more skits with your reviews. Depending on the skit or the movie, I mean, I'm not opposed to it. If something creatively sparks in my brain, I do want to do something for Mortal Kombat. Something for Mortal Kombat I would like to do. What exactly? I know. Maybe it's something small. But we'll see. That means I gotta go buy a Scorpion outfit. Just JDD24. If you met Sam Worthington, what would you say to him? Man, you're not a very good actor. I don't know. Actually, I'd just be like, yeah, it's what's his face from Avatar. I would say it's what's his face from Avatar. That's what I would say to Sam Worthington. Lucas Bernowskowitz, was Lieutenant Dad funny or intentionally? I don't know. I don't get the question. Was Lieutenant Dad funny intentionally? What is Lieutenant Dad? Are you referring to Bad Lieutenant? I don't know. I think that was meant to be funny. It was definitely my type of humor, but I don't know what Lieutenant Dad. Are you talking about Lieutenant Dan? Was he supposed to be funny? To a degree. Like, I like drunk characters in movies are always funny to me. I don't know why. Maybe because they remind me of my uncle who was a drunk. But Lieutenant Dan to me was hilarious. But he was also tragically hilarious. So, I don't know. I liked him. I like when he's screaming in the storm on the swimming boat. Have you ever punched someone? Yes, I have. I've been in a few fights, but not since high school. Thoughts on The Bank Job with Jason Statham from Just JDD24. It was an okay movie. I watched it once. Definitely not one of my favorite heist movies. Amaray M. John lives his life like Patrick Bateman. Got to take care of yourself. Laugh aloud. Well, yeah, I don't use alcohol because alcohol dries out your skin and makes you look older. You do. You got to take your vitamins, guys. I'm telling you, take zinc supplements. Don't say I didn't try to save your life, okay? All right, guys, I'm going to take just a few more questions. So get a few more questions in and I'll answer them right now because I'm tired. I need to go lay down or something. I just feel like this bright light's been in my eyes. I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty and I think I'm going to have an aneurysm or a stroke because it pisses me off so much. But I like doing these. I like hanging out with you guys. It's relaxing and therapeutic, and we have 364 of you guys watching right now. That's so weird to me. Like, there's 370 people just watching me fucking talk about nothing right now. I love technology. It brings us all together. But thanks nevertheless, guys, for joining me. It does mean a lot. Okay. All right, guys. God, you guys are killing it with the questions. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, so no more questions. Please don't ask any more questions starting now. No more, because I don't want to miss any questions. And last week, someone got a question right at the end, so I had to do an after credit scene to answer the question. But yeah, no more questions. Please, no more. Claudia Rojan. Most wild party story you have. I remember in high school, we went to this 4x4 like jamboree, and they rented out an entire hotel. So there was all these big lifted trucks, like hundreds of them, and people just in this hotel, like drunk, running around. Girls are naked. And you walked into this one room, and this girl was like nude, and like people were writing on her with a Sharpie for $5. Like for $5, you could write whatever you wanted on her with a Sharpie. I remember that I wrote my name. So anyway, that was back in like 2005. That was crazy. Samir Bahita, how often do you work out? I remember you being huge. I am still, look at that. Look at that bicep. Yeah, I've definitely lost size. I mean, I haven't, to be honest with you, I haven't worked out in over 2 months. Before that, I would say in the past 2 years, I've had probably a solid 15 workouts. And I used to work out 15 times a week. So yeah, I need to get back into it, man. I've been saying that, but it's just like, I need to get a new gym membership. That's what I've been meaning to do. And then I'll get back into it. It's just, the last year was just not motivating to work out. It's like, who cares? I was like, why do I need to be buff and strong? For what? Who am I trying to be? Batman? Like at one time I was, and then that dream passed by. Woodrow Wilson, in 2012, you praised Richard Nixon. I'm not a crook. I praised Richard Nixon in 2012? I wouldn't put it past me. I mean, yeah, I might have. I don't remember why. Steve Goldie says $5 well spent. Yeah, that's what I thought at the time. Keela Coda, let's play Call of Duty together. Yeah, you guys can add me on there. The only thing I occasionally play Warzone for like 20 minutes, and then I get too pissed off, and then I just play free for all multiplayer. But my gamer tag's the Flick Pick. But I think on Activision or Blizzard or whatever, it's the Flick Pick with a whole bunch of numbers after it. So I don't know exactly what it is off the top of my head. Chris says, do you have any plans next week? You're lucky you don't do a 9 to 5. Yeah, I do have a lot of plans. I actually have a few videos I need to make. I had 2 sponsored videos I needed to start working on, and you think they're easy, but they're not. They are very time consuming. Those are 2 things I need to work on. I also have another vlog video I'm working on. So those are 2, and I needed to do a movie review. I was thinking about doing one for Tom and Jerry, but that means I have to watch that piece of shit. So those are the few things I'm working on. Crunchy Nachos. Well, John, what is the best brand for Zinc? I don't know. The one with the yellow cap on it. You can buy it at Walmart. It has a yellow cap on top of it. I don't know the name brand off the top of my head, but that's what I buy. So just take 1 Zinc pill a day. You'll be good to go. Keeps you nice and healthy. Michael Time. How are you and Alex Labor do any videos together? What the fuck's Alex? Who's Alex? You mean Alex Laba? I occasionally watch his videos. I haven't heard from Alex in a while. So I hope he's doing well. He's always a funny kid. I always liked Alex. Cameron says, why is Stuckman so depressed? I don't know. I would assume he's kind of just going through the motions and maybe putting his focus on other things, other aspirations, other dreams, being a filmmaker, things like that, and sort of just going through the motions of YouTube currently. That would be my best guess, but I can't speak for him. I don't know. I don't think he's depressed though. I think he's happy. Michael Time. Oh, did I already answer that? Yes, I did. We need Buff John back. Not Buff John. We need slightly more toned John. Like 2018 John would be a good John to have back. because I was like lean and in shape, but I wasn't like puffy and overly veiny. So maybe that version. Favorite scene in Hook? Damn, it's hard for me to pick just one scene in Hook. Probably the most iconic one for me is when they're eating imaginary food and it turns real. That's one of my favorite scenes in Hook. And also the argument scene. You Rudiku bag of pre-food chew, dude. Hey, Rufio, why don't you go suck on a dead dog's wet nose? That's an insult. Claudia Rojan. Remember the Tom and Jerry episode where Tom gets his head cut off at the end of with a guillotine? Look it up. You don't have to show us. I will look it up. I haven't watched Tom and Jerry for a long time. Even when I was a kid, I wasn't that into Tom and Jerry. I was like more into like I said, Roger Rabbit or something. Get the dip. You look great. Well, thanks. Thank you for that. Would you like a cinematic universe for Ma? Oh, gosh. Sure, why not? Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. Favorite Stallone franchise? Rocky? Come on, man. Come on. Hey, I'll know. What's doing with that? I'll know. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you guys so much for the questions, just watching, commenting, the super chats, the Streamlabs. It really does help, guys. It's much appreciated. It does help make upgrades and pay the internet bill. And thank you guys so much. I do appreciate it. It's always nice answering your questions. Okay. Oh, no more questions, guys, but I have 3 more. Okay. Please, no more. All right, because I don't want to miss them. I just don't want to feel like a guilty asshole. Hey, dude, 607, Mr. Skin Days. Mr. Skin Days? Oh, yeah. I think I get the reference. I'm not sure. Mr. Skin Days? I don't know. Speaking of Mr. Skin Days, this relates to nothing. There was back on a website, back in like the mid 2000s, like I forget the name of it. It was like he, she, or whatever the website was. There was an animated web series called Mr. Butterfingers, and it was like an animated old guy giving movie reviews. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Okay, let's keep going. Michael Time, last question. Favorite David Lynch film? I want to make sure. I get this question often, and I always try to search for a David Lynch movie I actually really enjoy, and I'm not a huge David Lynch fan. I'm really not. Like, I didn't like the original Dune. The Elephant. Did he direct? He directed The Elephant Man, right? Maybe The Elephant Man, I would say. Like, there's a few I haven't seen. Like, I need to watch Lost Highway. I never watched Twin Peaks. I know people love Mulholland Drive. I personally was, maybe it's because I've seen too many movies, but I was like sort of guessing the ending. Now, maybe if I saw the movie when it originally came out, I wouldn't have guessed the ending. But by the time I got to the ending, I was like, really? But now it's sort of just a trope nowadays in movies. So maybe The Elephant Man. Woodrow Wilson, Justin E. Richards. Scenes in Hook are masterpieces of modern art. Absolutely. Hook just never got the credit it deserves. Captain James Hook in that film, played by Dustin Hoffman. That is a performance. And what they did with Hook, how they changed it up, that's what live action Disney movies should be doing. Like, rather than just remaking The Lion King scene for scene, they should be taking chances and changing it, like with what Hook did in comparison to the animated cartoon movie of Peter Pan. Like, that's what I would like to see Disney do with their live action movies. Vera Lovely says, good night, John. Well, stay safe, everyone. Last question. No more questions. Claudio says, you said your goal was to not turn your head. Oh, when I got so buff back in the... Yeah. But it's nice to turn your head when you're backing out of the driveway. Who said that? Okay. Yeah, so I like to turn my head now. I like to be more flexible. All right, guys. Backeteer, thanks for joining me. Chris, Crunchy Nachos. What is the movie Hook about? It's about a ship that hits an iceberg and sinks. Peter Pan, man. Go watch it. So good. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for the questions. I'll see you guys in a few more days with another live stream. And once again, if you haven't already, watch the brand new Flick Trip video. It's live here on this channel. I put it up a few days ago where I go sell some old Blu-ray movies. It's a good time and it felt good to make a new Flick Trip video. As always, stay safe. Have a good night. Sweet dreams. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.